Hello there, Commonwealth from here. 2022 has become even more packed than ever before, but which titles are the most promising? That is what this video is for, though we have a few rules. Only brand new games with no prior releases on other systems, so no Portal 1 and 2, no No Man's Sky, and so on. But don't worry, we have a few honorable mentions. So leave a like, subscribe as we're close to 300,000, and our big Switch OLED Plus game giveaway, since here comes number 10, Fire Emblem Warriors, Free Hopes, on June 24. If this game wasn't a Warriors game but a brand new Fire Emblem game, then it would have been definitely higher on the list, as the tactical turn-based gameplay is what makes Fire Emblem Nintendo's premier tactical strategy franchise. Though I digress, as after the most successful Zelda Breath of the Wild got its Age of Calamity in 2020, it is time for the most successful Fire Emblem Three Houses to get a proper Warriors campaign, more specifically on June 24th. An expanded story with action gameplay and even bigger gameplay battle scenes featuring our favorite characters from Three Houses and far more newcomers that will make their debut in Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. So why only number 10 on the list? Number 1, it is a Warriors title which will feel drastically different from Three Houses when it comes to gameplay, and the original Fire Emblem Warriors had its share of issues. Secondly, we don't know if the story here will be on par with the 2019 masterpiece. And once again, I have to bring up Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which despite amazing set pieces and cutscenes had some questionable storytelling, and also framerate issues. Speaking of massive stories, number 9, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga on April 5th. Star Wars and LEGO have for many years been a perfect match for a game series set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Much thanks to LEGO Star Wars' great blend of storytelling, comedy, and surprisingly solid gameplay that has been praised for well over a decade now. Thus, in many ways, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a proper culmination of both story and gameplay, stretching across 9 episodes and 3 trilogies. Prequel, original, and sequel, which needed all the delays it has gone through in order to deliver us a deep and varied adventure, filled with exploration, gunfights, iconic lightsaber duels, X-Fighters vs TIE Fighters, and so many other action scenarios present through all of the episodes of the saga. From pod racing, Clone Wars and the end of the Republic, through the struggle against the Galactic Empire, all the way to the New Republic versus First Order. A complete collection of story, gameplay, and LEGO that will finally arrive to all systems, including the Nintendo Switch, on April 5th. Select your episode or movie, and later on in the game even travel between planets in the galaxy with so much more refinements and depth than any other LEGO Star Wars title. In other words, amazing value for $60. Number 8, Sonic Frontiers, Holiday 2022. If there's one thing that Pokemon Legends Arceus taught us, then it is that expanding the horizons with exciting and groundbreaking gameplay is more important than graphics. Sonic Frontiers appears to definitely have the graphics, but does it have the gameplay? That is the better question. On top of that, you also have the concern of frame rates that will surface with a high-speed Breath of the Wild inspired open-world Sonic game on the Nintendo Switch. Well, that and the very shaky quality of brand new 3D Sonic titles the last decade. The 2 latest Sonic Team adventures, Forces and Lost World, were underwhelming experiences. Thus we hope, much like what Game Freak did with Arceus, that 5 years was enough for Sonic Team to give us a Sonic title that will help the Blue Blur find his 3D identity for good. And hey, open world Sonic has never been tried before, so who knows, this might actually be a match made in heaven. Number 7, Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope, coming in 2022. Falling down a little due to increased uncertainty whether it will make it this year, hence the number 7 spot. But then again, some setbacks are to be expected with this franchise, as the original Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle was leaked long before Shigeru Miyamoto showed up on stage with a beam gun. But maybe that was the start that was needed in order to establish one of the best new IPs of the last decade. 5 years later, the sequel should arrive on the Nintendo Switch and bring us to new galaxies, as Mario has left the Mushroom Kingdom with Princess Peach, Luigi, and the Rabbids, including newcomer Rabbid Rosalina, to bring us an evolved XCOM-inspired tactical experience. What we have seen so far from the sequel when it comes to gameplay looks like a major overhaul, far more open exploration than the very railed experience found in Kingdom Battle. That alone is something that everyone can enjoy, and the new Sparks mechanic looked to add flavor to a franchise that has been beloved by Nintendo fans since August 2017. Ubisoft Milan is great, and last time they won an award at the Game Awards. Can they do it again? Well, the competition is very stiff, including possibly from number 6, Bayonetta 3, 2022, for now. Bayonetta 3 should be coming out in the fall of 2022, so around 5 years after it was revealed. Though some recent updates from Nintendo puts Breath of the Wild 2 before the release of Bayonetta 3, and thus it has made it uncertain whether Bayonetta 3 will make it for a late October Halloween release or even a Christmas release. Either way, let's hope that the 8-year wait for another over-the-top, jam-packed witch-time hack-and-slash experience will be worth it. Who am I kidding? Hideki Kamiya and Platinum are experts in delivering gold on the Nintendo Switch. Just look at 2019's Astral Chain and its combat sections, and you know that Bayonetta 3 will be an even more insane gameplay adrenaline rush than Bayonetta 2. Set at least partially in Japan, get ready for a more mature Umbra Witch who is ready to crush everyone on her path to reclaim the hack-and-slash throne from Devil May Cry 5. For that, we need Kamiya and Platinum to continue their trend of topping the previous Bayonetta title, plus a new antagonist to slice the 2022 confirmation with confidence. Then we will see if that promise will be kept, since there are far more secure titles like number 5, Mario Strikers Battle League on June 10th. The best Mario sports franchise is back, baby, with a new third Switch installment, Battle League, after its debut on the GameCube and follow-up on the Wii. And as the best in gaming football, it is ready to dominate the year of the FIFA World Cup, with far more exciting action than any FIFA game, and on June 10th, the time and month the World Cup should have taken place. My reaction to it says it all. In other words, perfect timing, 3 days prior to my birthday, and likely before the next Direct. I don't have words to describe my excitement for the return of violent street football with some of the flashiest and brutal hyperstrikes and takedowns you can imagine. Next Level has truly brought it to the next level with this game, and the orbs that make the difference of not 1 but 2 goals. On top of that, you have 8-player local, online multiplayer, and even the possibility to create your own clubs. As mainly Europeans in the realm, we cannot overstate how hyped we are for this football release early this summer. Speaking of, number 4, Splatoon 3, coming summer 2022. Kicked out of the podium from our previous list, just like Splatoon 2 was from the top 10 best-selling Switch games of all time. But for good reasons, as you will soon see. No matter what, Splatoon, much like Bayonetta, is another franchise that just keeps getting better. And then we mean in every way. Now with the third installment coming out in one of the summer months this year, it is clear that the most popular shooter franchise on Nintendo Switch, and the most popular shooter period in Japan, is ready to top itself, with even deeper and refined battle gameplay and modes, like the next wave of the returning and evolved Salmon Run. But even more so, a far more impressive story mode single-player campaign with the return of several beloved characters in this trilogy. The return of the mammalians looks to be a truly trippy trip, which might give us answers to what happened to the mammals of this clearly post-apocalyptic world, which has a rougher feel than the 2 prior Splatoon titles in all of its so far revealed modes. Thus it was a given that you have far more customization options, new weapons that will change the battlefields equally as much as Splatoon 2 did from Splatoon, and that is the way to go with Nintendo's most similar but at the same time ever-evolving franchise. Now we only need some more details about the online modes and its final release date, and that will come either at E3 or in a dedicated Splatoon 3 Direct. Speaking of number 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, coming March 25th. Let me just say that this title was not on the podium until the first 2022 Nintendo Direct. I almost have no words for how awesome this game appears to be after its brand new mouthful mode was revealed, allowing Kirby to place a car inside and drive it, walk around and throw projectiles as a vending machine, as a traffic cone, and many other objects that can be inhaled. It really feels like Super Mario Odyssey's capture mechanics on steroids, where the game feels like a blend of the best level design found in Super Mario 3D World with the best gameplay offered by Super Mario Odyssey, the first mainline 3D Kirby game set partially in a post-apocalyptic urban environment, and where you gradually even build a settlement for yourself and your Waddle Dee allies. The most ambitious Kirby adventure in a gorgeous and vibrant looking land where Kirby's inhaling ability is truly put to the test. This title is a love letter to 3D platform fans, a genre which isn't exactly full of new games these days. So Mario fans, you better show up from March 25th for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. If this formula turns out to be a success, then we might quickly have 2 3D platform franchises from Nintendo on the Switch and future Nintendo systems. No matter what, it is clear that the Kirby team is aiming higher than ever before. Speaking of doing exactly that, our top 2 games. Though before we get to them, let's dive a little deeper into a couple honorable mentions. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp on April 8, Live Alive on July 22nd, and Nintendo Switch Sports True Return of Wii Sports on April 29th. It will definitely sell very well, especially with far better looking Miis, but not close to how well the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC will do. That was a mouthful, even bigger than the one Kirby performs. 6 waves, each with 8 tracks beginning from March 18, totaling up to 48 tracks by the end of 2023, is an absolute steal for $25, and will totally screw over Chocobo GP and Disney Speedstorm, with what is pretty much a brand new Mario Kart title when we exclude the lack of new racers. So many tracks from across the franchise are returning to celebrate 30 years of Mario Kart in 2022 and throughout 2023. Plus, it is free for all Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack members. Number 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, coming this September. Monolith Soft has been so busy since 2017, with expansions, massive remasters with their own expansions, and offering a helping hand to Nintendo's best-selling teams. But in 2022, it is their time to bring a brand new game to the table, and after the commercial success of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, what else could it be than Xenoblade Chronicles 3? A continuation of the storyline that has ties to both 1 and 2 and familiar set pieces, but with what could be a new setting, Ionis, a new cast of characters, and in classic Monolith Soft fashion, grand massive landscapes, which may not be one massive open world map without loading screens, but still an adventure with some of, if not the best storytelling for still ongoing franchises in gaming, period. We're spoiled by Nintendo and Monolith Soft this year, and with this modern but at the same time traditional blend of Xenoblade 1 and 2, it is clear that the Titans from Tokyo are ready to provide yet another masterpiece come September. A blade is once again at the center of the conflict, but also with plenty of flute moments as seen in the announcement trailer. With that being said, we hope to see gameplay soon enough, and I'm sitting with this feeling that we will get it with the return of the biggest absentee from the first 2022 Nintendo Direct, namely our number 1, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is hype, but a sequel to Breath of the Wild Up in the Sky is even bigger despite its very limited marketing since E3 2019. Still, it is a 2022 title, and with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out in September, I do now believe that Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever its final title will end up being after E3, will release in November, and more specifically on Friday, November 18. Exactly 1 week after Veterans Day and 1 week prior to Black Friday. A game that expands beyond the open world, down on the ground and then up to the sky, creating what seems to be a proper 3-layered adventure. To hell, back to earth, and up to the heavens. That alone is good enough in my book to secure the number 1 spot, but there's so much more here, like the resurrected Ganondorf who's ready to challenge the resurrected Link once again for the fate and future of Hyrule. Red versus green after blue has fallen, at least for now. Even so, the former Gerudo King and King of Evil will have to face a far more versatile Link, especially in the air while falling, but also when using the new paraglider and functional arm from the past that can bend time to his liking or at least reverse it to solve new type of puzzles, and take us up and down from what could be the Zelda equivalent of heaven, even when it might be hell for our hero. No matter what, continued reassurances from IGN after 2021 Game Awards, Nintendo of America and Europe in late 2021, and even Nintendo Corporate during their latest financial update in February 2022 points to that the sequel will make holiday 2022 a perfect release window. Now if only we could have its final title. And that is our list, so be sure to leave a like on this video and share it. Plus subscribe and help us surpass 300,000 subscribers for a Switch OLED giveaway with game. Around 6,000 left to go, and press the notification bell to not miss any of our numerous Nintendo Switch videos in 2022. Finally, a big thanks goes to all our patreon.com/CommonRealm patrons, and in particular to role producer Charles Shash. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.